Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. Our overall subject today is economic development, and there's a new wrinkle, new to us in Tullahoma, that's going to be used and will be helping in the economic development, particularly on the retail side. And our first use of this project is coming up. So we wanted to try to bring you up to speed on what's going on and how it works and what will be happening over the next 2 or 3 months. And here with us is the Executive Director of the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Corporation, a mouthful. Thom has been, Thom Robinson is his name, and he's been here for what, Thom?
A year.
Little over a year. And they've been very active, particularly in the retail area. So we want to find out what's going on and what his new wrinkle is. But for starters, Thom, give the folks a little bit of an overview of your economic development activities.
Thank you, Thom. We're excited to work in this arena. There's a lot that a community can do in many ways. Industrial recruitment, business recruitment of other types, tourism development, downtowns, many things. But in 2010, the City Fathers put together a group, a new board called the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Corporation, and wanted to concentrate on maybe some businesses or business types that could bring some growth to our area. These were retail, as you've mentioned, the aviation aerospace sectors, the medical sector, and also technology-based businesses. We have some unique qualities in each of those that will help us. And one of the things that I've found particularly interested, and I've been doing this for a long time in other communities, but here is that it's a great time to be here because the economy seems to be recovering. Our area is growing and growing in good ways. And so we have some growth in each of those sectors I just mentioned. So we're very fortunate here. I'm happy to be part of it.
Okay. And we're looking for more. All right, well, with that, folks, let's take a short commercial break and we'll come back and get into a little detail.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Welcome to Merle Norman, located inside Northgate Mall in Tullahoma. Since 1931, Merle Norman Cosmetics have been researched, developed, manufactured, and packaged in the USA, using the highest quality ingredients and unmatched customer service to help women look and feel better about themselves.
Hi there, I'm Christy Almacher, owner of Merle Norman. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about Merle Norman products. We have a large line of skincare and cosmetics for all skin types. Merle Norman's motto is try before you buy, so we'd love for you to come in, talk to us about your concerns, try the products, and we want you to feel good when you leave here, so we hope to see you soon.
Want to feel good in your skin? Visit Merle Norman in Northgate Mall, Tullahoma.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Back, folks, and we're talking today with Thom Robinson, who is the Executive Director of the Area Economic Development Corporation. And they've got a new project which goes by the name of TIF, which is short for tax incremental funding. And it's the first use of this in Tullahoma, so we wanted to do what we can to get you acquainted with it. So, Thom, you have your first project coming on. Tell the folks what it looks like.
Well, we do. Before I do that, I do want to say that tax increment financing is a program that's been going on in the United States and in Tennessee for a number of years. Really kind of heated up in Tennessee back in the mid to late 90s, and it's a way that projects can be funded using future revenues, tax revenues, not taking anything away from existing tax revenues, to fund various projects, including infrastructure and public uses. So this is our first run at it here in Tullahoma, although cities most recently, Chattanooga, Nashville, smaller cities like Oak Ridge, Greenville, Tennessee, Johnson City, Tennessee are just a few of the ones I know about.
Okay.
And what we're looking at is helping a project to come to fruition, and that's difficult. Some of these projects are really big. The Oak Ridge project, the TIF funding part of the program itself is about $12 million. So ours is not anywhere near that, but for us, it's a good first step, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us about your project, the project itself.
Great. Well, the owners and developers who own the Northgate Mall and the Cherokee Shopping Center here locally wanted to expand that operation and bring in new retail opportunities, and they've already done some of that, but started talking with them about 18 months ago. Actually, this is not a simple process. It can be involved. The concept is simple. The details are a little difficult sometimes, but they wanted to add new stores, new properties, upgrade the parking lots, the drainage, the roads going into it, a whole number of things. And
there's also some connection of the two projects.
That's right. There's a big piece of property, if you're familiar with the properties. There's I won't say a good deal, but quite a bit of land in between that also could be developed if the infrastructure and things were available. But when you add all the project up, including some recent additions that they're talking to, we're talking about $14.8 million worth of improvements. So they approached us, and our board said, well, it's part of our sort of charge, if you will, to help retail development. Through this TIF program, tax increment financing, we could borrow and provide for public infrastructure and public use portions of the property. In other words, we won't build the stores for them, but things that might help the stores be successful, we could do. And so our board looked at all their work and said, well, of your $14.8 million, about $1.85 million of it, or a little over 12% of the total project, could be eligible for financing under this TIF program. So we began to explore and go through the process, and we've worked with the developers, we've worked with the county tax assessor and an attorney. The next big phase of the project is we have had an economic impact plan provided. That's one of the elements of the overall project. And we had this done by well, actually the developer paid for it, but it was someone we had to approve, and through a Mr. Mark Mamontoff, who is a very learned in this area attorney from Knoxville. So he has been working on that. That's finished, and we're actually going to be presenting that at a public hearing in a couple of weeks. So we believe the project's moving forward. We're happy about it, and the economic impact early, in addition to additional tax revenues, some of which can be used to repay the loan that needs to do for that 1.85 million. You got an additional sales taxes that can be coming in. Obviously, new jobs were already identified or estimated are over 230 new jobs. So a lot of good economic, plus what it also does, anytime you, in the retail community, when you build, when you add stores, add options, it makes Tullahoma a better place for all the other economic activity we want. Companies want when their employees want to move here, they want to see that you've got good shopping in addition to good schools.
So especially the wives and females.
Well, those that shop. I won't get into whether they're the male or the female, but certainly having good shopping opportunities benefits us all.
Yeah. I heard somebody make a remark once that in connection with bringing, I think, a new doctor to town, that the first thing that happened, he and his wife hit town and she started looking around over all of the shops that are here, you know, to see if it was going to meet her minimum requirements. So that's an interesting aspect. So let's then begin to go through your process. You have to get your board to approve it, which is, I guess, already done.
Right. Well, they've tentatively approved it, but there is an opportunity for a public hearing. That's going to be held, like I said, in a couple of weeks. And
what day is that?
That's going to be Tuesday, September the 2nd. And that's going to be
the morning after Labor Day.
Yes, it's Tuesday morning. It's an early meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning, but that's the time our board normally meets every month. So we'll be doing that, and anybody that would like to come and present some information. One of the things we had to notice
ask questions,
ask questions, absolutely, because I think once you understand it, most people will say, hey, well, that sounds very reasonable.
Yeah.
But we want people to have full ability to really know what's going on, and that's why the public hearing is in place. So that's Tuesday morning, September the 2nd at 7 o'clock a.m.
And where will that be?
That will be at our city annex. That's where our board's offices are.
Okay.
It's the old health department building across from the library on North Collins
and the
Street.
senior citizens.
And the senior citizens. Right. So it's a good location. The planning and codes department is there, and also our TAEDC offices are there.
Right. Okay, so that'll happen over there then on Tuesday morning, and then you've got to get to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Right, and as soon as we get that portion, that's the next step, is that public hearing. Then our board will consider any additional information we picked up, but then they'll look at, and they're already looking at that economic impact plan, EIP we call it. We use a lot of acronyms for everything, but we'll look at the EIP and we'll vote to accept it, formally accept it. And then it will go at the earliest opportunity to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, and additionally will go to the Coffee County Commission. It's a good deal around for all the governments. You're basically using future tax dollars to help fund part of the project, to make the project happen. And as a result, none of the existing taxes are taken away. There's also a way in there that in the actual plan that of that incremental tax, those future tax dollars, we don't use the part that would be used for debt service. So we take that into consideration, take that out, and then
the existing debt service,
yeah, the existing debt service. So it's a good method. Prior to this, many years ago, you either didn't have development, or if somebody was wanting to do a development and needed streets, public infrastructure, whatever, a city, if they wanted to, or a county, could then maybe pass a bond issue and then have that debt for a number of years, and not a whole lot of, a lot of times they'd have to raise taxes to do that. Nobody likes taxes raised. So this is a way to do it with taxes that otherwise wouldn't be there.
Right. Okay. Well, let's after your public hearing, and then as soon as you can, you're going to get on the board of mayor and aldermen. Assuming that goes through, then you want to go to the county.
We do. We'd like for the county, because they're both city and county. What this works with is the property taxes of the planned project area, and so the city and the county both have an interest in it, and we'd like to think there's going to be economic benefit, and that's what the economic impact plan shows. Right. That when you present that to them, they say, yeah, we believe that's something that we can be a part of. We hope they'll say that.
Well, and I seem to recall, we need to take a break in a second. I think you had the county property assessor involved in agreeing to what the value of these properties were going to be after they're developed. Right,
and what we did, we worked with Mr. Jimmy White and went over, because we have to estimate what the increased value of the properties will be. And so working with the developer and looking at some of the new buildings, out parcels that they're planned in the proposal, and some other things, a lot of factors to say, well, if this piece of property is worth $3 million right now, after these improvements are made, it's worth $8 million. Well, then that $5 million of increment, you would use a portion of that money to fund and this goes, these plans can be 10 to 20 years generally. Our bylaws with GAEDC say that we can only do up to 20 years, and that we can fund no more than 20% of a project. Well, this is less than that, 12 million, 12%. I'll get it right in a minute. Right. 12%, and we're looking probably at somewhere a 12 to 14 year payback of these funds that will be used to do the public infrastructure, the streets, the gutters, the lighting, any place the public can be, and will help the project in their eligible expenses. Yeah, okay, very good. Let's take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll try and take up a bit more.
We've got Kias coming out of our ears at Russell Barnett Kia. We've never had this much inventory to choose from, and that means it's a great time to buy. Check out the 2014 Kia Optima, 0% financing available in 60 months, or up to $6,000 off select Kia Sorrentos. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. So come on down and help us clean out our ears at Russell Barnett Kia. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
A salute to the never wasters, the coupon clippers, switch flippers, one last drop of milk drippers, the thoughtfully thrifty, and the just plain cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever-watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month, for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We're back, folks, and we're talking today with Thom Robinson, who is the Executive Director of the Area Economic Development Corporation, Tullahoma area. And we're talking about a a very substantial project that's underway here in Tullahoma, and the city's participation in that under an existing, quite a long time project called tax incremental financing. So, Thom, let's begin. You're going to the city, and then you got to go to the county, and you hope they participate. If the county doesn't, you still have the opportunity to go through with it, right?
That's right, Thom. If the county chooses not to participate, technically we could do it with just the city portion,
right,
of the taxes that are in mention. However, we're hoping that the county will, because it really does benefit both the city and the county. And so we'll take a look at it. Now, it may be that after, if that should occur, and I don't like to think negative, but if that should occur, then the developer may not want to proceed because at some point you've got some legal costs and some other things that it might not be in the financial interest of anybody.
Yeah,
I mean, to do that. So
we don't want to turn them off.
No, we won't. Well, that's one of the things, and these programs are available across the state. But in any community, you've got to have a developer, and let me say that this program is available to anybody that's developing commercial retail property in the state. So it's available to anybody. It's not just to this particular program, but you've got to have somebody that wants to step up to the plate and actually say, yes, I'd like to do some more development. So in that regard, I know there's a neighboring community that I'm familiar with. When I say neighbor, about 4 counties over South Central Tennessee, that would like to do one, but they don't have anybody that has come forward and said, hey, we
don't have the developer.
We don't have the developer part, and that's a part of the triangle that you need to have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I suspect once they understand it, I think we could certainly expect the county and to a greater extent, Manchester is going to want to take this.
And we've offered, we've had some initial discussions, my predecessor and others, to talk. It's something that Manchester could use, the process that we could use, the county by itself could use if there were particular things. So what we'd like to do is get people interested in the process, and this is the first one here locally, and so for them to see how it works and for it to be successful will be a good thing. One of the things that I think is interesting is that you want people to understand that it is not some sort of giveaway. You're not taking current tax dollars to help fund some private developer.
There's no money out of pocket on the city
It's
part.
future tax dollars that would be coming in if the project is done. They're used, and the way it's set up, the Industrial Economic Development Corporation procures for the project a what's called a non-recourse loan, which it means that the city, nor the county, nor the Industrial Economic Development Corporation are on the hook, so to speak, if for some reason the project doesn't meet the anticipated new tax revenues. In that case, on the annual payback of the loan, the development group actually are basically co-signers of the note, and they are the ones that put up the guarantee that if the tax dollars do not materialize as projected, then we will step in and pay those monthly payments. That 12 to 14 year period, we'll make those in lieu of.
Okay, well, the developer will make them. Yeah.
Yes.
That's one of your precautions, one of your safeguards, if you will. And the other two, you've got 2 state reviews as well.
That's right. In this there was a new law passed in 2012 that's set this more concrete before that where there were like 4 different laws that and sometimes they conflict a little bit, but they've all been consolidated. But under this, after we pass it locally, if we do, then it goes to the state comptroller's office, and they review it. They have to do that within a 30-day period, and also the Department of Economic Community Development. They have to look and say, yeah, this is a good plan.
This makes sense.
2 state reviews.
Okay, very good. So the risk to us is really pretty minimal, about as minimal as you could.
It's about as minimal as you can get in terms of, other than the time, and I've spent a pretty good amount of time on but the time that me and my board and the developer, they've spent time getting ready for it. Okay. Other than that, the financial part of it is virtually, I mean, there's no risk. You're out, and whatever you're out, the developer is responsible for. So it's good.
We have run out of time, folks. Guess what? And let's take a very short commercial break, and then we'll have to wind up.
Imagine a world with more birthdays. We strive for it every day. We fight to get people the best access to care and the chance for more parties to plan. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We've been talking today, folks, with Thom Robinson, who is the Executive Director of the Economic Development Business in Tullahoma. And they have a brand new project coming on stream that is a little bit unique. It's a first for us, and we've been trying to explain it to you. Thom, you have a little blurb you want to speak direct to the folks?
Just want to say that retail is one of our primary targets for the reason that it makes our overall area a good place, and this is one way that we can help the retail process, the developers. Retail does not happen in a vacuum. Somebody's got to go out there and chase it, and developers have to have a place for us to land them.
Right.
And so we're happy that we have this opportunity, and we hope it goes well.
Very good. We have had some success in the last couple of years in the retail area, and they've got some more coming that are getting seriously considered. So with that, Thom, I want to thank you for taking time to join us and explain that to the folks. And thank you, folks. Be heads up. This is really a good project, and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye.